What's up, fellas? How you doing? Where we got? Boom! Welcome to the day. I'll tell you what, man. This is exciting. I love Indiana the Jones. I have since I was a very, very long time. I can't speak. I'm tired. I have loved Indy since I was a very wee lad. I know, I'm interested in Avowed. I want to see Avowed. I want to see what this apparent secret fifth game is. I'll be honest with you. I've not played. What's that goddamn game called? Hell, Soul, whatever the fucking thing is. Soulblade 2. I've not played it. So maybe that'll be my new favorite game. I don't know. But right now I can tell you that the two I'm most excited about are Indy and Avowed. Oh my God, man. I have to tell you something. First off, welcome members. Good to have you here. Everybody else, good to have you here as well. So we'll watch the show. We'll talk video games, but I got to share my personal shit too. So I'm on this Ozempic, and what's really weird about it is it really does suppress the fuck out of your appetite. And so I'm having to remind myself to eat. And when I forget or I ignore it when the alarm goes off, I just I'm so tired. And it's just because I haven't quite got the cadence down of when I'm supposed to eat, even though I don't feel hungry because I haven't eaten. Isn't that weird? Shut up, Jaffe. Let's watch Indiana Jones. I'm waiting for it, you idiot. Come on, man. Do I like this? My kid got this. Strawberry smoothie. Good source of calcium. Not too shabby. Hello, Vincent. Hello, Mute Mo. Brett Moore says he loves the first Hellblade. No. I'm excited to. I'll definitely try it. Definitely try it. No reason not to. I've just, so much to play. I got past the hard guys in Elden Ring, and now suddenly I'm up against more hard guys. Let me rephrase that. Ozempic is honestly wild, says Zero Signal. Plus Adderall, I never eat or sleep. I do sleep. It's nuts, man. How is the Ozempic treating you, sir? I wasn't aware you were on it as well. Okay. When's this goddamn thing starting? Here, let's see. 60 seconds. Phil Spencer! It's Phil Spencer! All right, come on, Xbox. This is not your last chance, but it's getting kind of close. It's getting kind of close to your last chance. At least for the current leadership of that studio. These 3 of these games, and I don't mean Oxide, Obsidian, Machine Games, and Ninja Theory, these have to be fucking good. They don't have to be the best game in the world, but they got to be quality 80-plus Metacritic games. If not, as much as I love Game Pass and as much as I love my Xbox, I've enjoyed my Xbox more this generation than my PlayStation. Sayonara, motherfuckers. That's what I would say. Kevin, I don't think they delivered the goods last year. They should have delivered the goods last year. Oh, yeah, they should have delivered the goods day one when they fucking launched the Xbox S and X. But, that's neither here nor there, as the kids like to say. Can you imagine if the kids like to say that? You know what I hear on the playground a lot? It's neither here nor there. No exclusives at launch. No, not any exclusives. There's nothing at launch. I mean, I guess that's exclusives, but there wasn't anything first part. It was weird. The publisher, the year award that nobody cared about until, I hate console wars. So stupid. So stupid. Let's go. I want to see Indy. I bet they're going to open with the Paramount Mountain. No, they don't have the Paramount Mountain anymore. It's Disney. But I bet they'll do something. If you guys are familiar with Indy, where it opens with the Xbox logo or the Bethesda logo, and then it transitions seamlessly into the world of Indiana Jones, just like the Paramount logo used to do. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, that's loud. That's not my fault. That is not my fault. That is unacceptable. Let's refresh, make sure we're totally... is it coming to PlayStation? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, Kevin, what do you mean? Mine says it's 30 seconds away. I'm watching the live stream too. Am I behind? Alex, if you ask me one more fucking time about the ISS movie trailer, I'm going to shit bricks. I don't know anything about that movie. I don't know what you're talking about. I really have no... Why are you... Just go fucking see the movie. All right, we should be synced up, Kevin. If not, don't spoil anything, please. Here we go. Here's a trailer. 18? Well, they indie. What the fuck is this? What the fuck am I watching? The fuck are these people? If you've just joined us, I talk a lot during these. So if you're kind of like, hey man, be quiet, I want to hear. No. That's not what we do. Hey, look at the lady on the bicycle. Yeah, watch with us, Kevin. Settle in, take a load off. Give the wife the pickle. What the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Are these... I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I do... K-Nubs, here's why you can always trust me. K-Nub says it's mostly Jaffe shouting he doesn't care. But when I do care, I let you know. Because most things are horseshit. But when they're not horseshit, I get excited. And I talk about them. And I say that, you know. I don't think you did this crap in studio. In studio? What's that mean? Okay, Obsidian, here we go. Welcome to our studio. We have rocks. Are you interested?
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure
It looks pretty there.
Lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands.
Is it too quiet, you guys?
At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with
He
choice.
looks like
so
Bert
we developed a
from Ernie
flexible
and
combat
Bert.
system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to
janky
approach
looking,
combat
I'm not
with a
gonna lie.
one-handed
The
wand,
animation's a
it
little
feels
janky.
quick and snappy when dealing damage
But
to
I'm
enemies
sure
at
it's fun.
mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle.
I've never heard of such
Dual-wield
nonsense.
pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
Oh, shut up. We
Or
know.
even dual-wield
You're not.
wands
This
to
is
feel
just
like a gunslinging
standard.
mage.
You
could
like
use your enchanted
boilerplate.
wand
We
to
get
freeze
it.
enemies,
It's an RPG
and
first
then use
person.
your
What's
offhand
special?
weapons power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions.
Oh, shut
Some
up.
quests
Show
in
me
Avowed
something
will have
cool.
you make difficult decisions with profound consequences. Like this side quest you may encounter in
Alright, cool.
Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers. And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough
Hey, Heavenly
decisions
Skull, good
in
to see you, buddy.
complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips.
Oh, I hate this world.
I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui
He has
never
that
a
Michael
thought
Jackson
he
skin
won't say out
disease.
loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby?
Yeah, you're a dumb baby.
I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we built.
yeah.
Art director Matt Hansen and the team have
The
worked to
thing
create
is,
a
I mean,
unique,
games like this,
colorful,
they
and
don't, you
dynamic
know, if they
visual
really
style.
are, and
From the
these guys
outset,
have the pedigree
we knew that we wanted a
I
Avowed
believe them.
setting to feel rich, weird,
Is this guy from
and
the 40s?
wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures,
You're a wide
helping us
swath.
create a unique RPG experience. By
It's
contrasting
hard. It's
the
hard to
vibrant
communicate.
with
Like
the dark
I thought,
or
Wasteland
urban
3,
spaces with
which
sickly
is not from
ones,
Obsidian,
we can
but,
better deliver
from In Exile, was
complex emotional
excellent.
experiences for our players.
But if you look,
The Living Lands is a continent of untamed
you know,
valleys.
if
with
you look
widely
at a
varied
pitch for
biomes,
the Wasteland
from
3,
luxuriant forests to
oh yeah, I am
volcanic
blurry. I don't know
wastes.
why.
And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied
you go, okay,
landscapes.
whatever. But you really
All
have
of
to
the regions
experience
have
it.
a lot
I
of
haven't
special
seen a
things
good
associated
way
with
to
them,
communicate.
But I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the
haven't- I
wastes of
haven't found a way to-
Shatterscarp, you might
anybody's
notice off in the
communicated that
distance
well. Let me
a
fix
vibrant
this.
jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
Yeah, exactly, Masochist. I agree.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed.
That's
We're
okay.
thrilled to
When's it
share
coming
more
out?
about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the
When?
Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
It may be mind blowing, Kevin, as an RPG, as a piece of immersion. But yeah, as a visual presentation, it's like, all right, cool. I certainly like the thematically better than Outer Worlds, which I enjoyed. But I didn't. I thought it was a little goofy. All right, so Fall, excellent. Game Pass, Greto Game Passo. Haha. Smoking. Cool. Indies, they're saving indie for last. You know they are. Now we gotta watch this Oxide shit. No, it's indie. I hear it. Nope, I was wrong. Hello, Jojo D. Good to see you, buddy. What's going on, good sir? What is this fucking movie? Oh, Ravnos, I don't agree. I'm looking forward to it. Jabexican. Yeah, it's yeah.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in
Hello,
Cambridge,
Don.
UK.
Yo,
We're now in the
77.
final months of development on Senua's saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about.
Oh, good, shorter.
And that we hope you care about too.
Well, let's find out together, shall we?
Do you see how the pitiless world stamps you down?
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in
Look at those
Iceland.
eyes.
But not just her quest has changed.
She's like
Senua herself has grown since the first
mesmerizing
Hellblade.
with her eyes,
She's
man.
made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way.
Diaz. Thank you, buddy.
Some of
Appreciate
which
the
will
sub.
value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
Oh, I'm Kevin. I'm interested in
Senua
this
will
game, of
make
course,
new
but
enemies and also new allies who will come to see her
You
unique
know,
perspective as a beacon.
only
of hope.
because I know the
And
pedigree of the
she'll
team in the
discover
first
along with
one.
us how this viewpoint can have its
But
advantages.
if you were just showing me this by itself, I'd say, oh, it looks cool. You know. I'm just tired of games taking everything so
Senua
fucking
is a Celtic
serious.
warrior who experiences psychosis.
It's really
seeing
annoying.
things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her.
That's
to
just
bring
like
Senua's
a
perspective
Tuesday
of
for
the
me.
world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people
Well,
with
that's the
lived
thing,
experience
Cody.
of psychosis.
I'm not sure. I haven't played the first one, so.
What does that mean? It's terrifying.
But I hear the same thing.
Players will find themselves
Right,
traversing
annoyingly
beautiful and
dramatic.
hostile
It's just like,
environments,
okay, we get it.
seeking
You're big
answers
boys.
from patterns and signs that
We
Senua
get it.
sees
You're
in
not
her
little
own
kid
unique way,
toys anymore.
and battling through
Okay.
encounters
Now
with
just
enemies that will
entertain me.
push Senua
What
to
is
her
with all these
limits.
people's eyes? Are these the Fremen? The spice is life, fear is the mind killing. What the fuck?
On Saga, we've taken everything
Look
to the
at her.
next
Look
level.
at her eyes. She lives in
With a
she's
new
one of the
motion
desert
capture
people.
space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability
It
to actually
is
tell
called,
a story
oh,
throughout it.
inbreeding. Inbreeding, you get the eyes?
It does feel very different from the first game.
You get
but
the
it's
eye- no,
very brutal, and you're very
Those aren't even
invested in
blue
it.
eyes, though, Darth Nugget. That's
Senua
not
isn't a
Aryan
superhero.
race
She's
shit.
fighting
That's
for
like
survival, and we want the player to
that's
feel
like
her struggle
Spice
in every step of her
Melange
journey.
shit.
We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. and then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Shut up.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story.
I thought so too, Zero Signal.
We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips
that's
in
real.
Iceland.
It's
You
beautiful
have to
country.
be there. The sense of scale, everything is
Brett
incredible.
Moore says, do they really think this is what gamers want
And
to
you
see?
see a scene,
I think
or you
there
see a
are
small
gamers
section
out
of the
there
game
that
and you're like,
absolutely
yeah, that works.
lose their
That's
shit over
amazing.
this because they think games, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong
Senua
with
experiences
that.
reality differently.
But they really
And a part
enjoy
of
the part
this
of games
manifesting
that
the voices
are,
he hears. These
I don't know,
voices
they
come
seem
to
to
life
get off on
through
how
binaural
mature it
audio,
is. But if
which
you were to
provides
watch this
good
as a
representation
movie
of
trailer,
this type of auditory
so far there's
hallucinations.
nothing they've
As we
shown
focus on
in
immersion,
terms of
binaural audio is
imaginative
perfect
or
for this
unique
because
ways to
through
express
headphones,
anything
you
that
surround
is
yourself in a three-dimensional
compelling.
space. In the first game, we only applied to the
It doesn't mean the
voices
game won't be
that
great.
Senua
I'm not
listens in
knocking
her
it, but
head.
it's like
in this game, through
there-
special
it's just
audio
amazing what
technology and some extra little
people
things
are
within
able
the
to
game,
communicate about their
there is
game, and
music
that's
that is
enough to
binaural.
excite people.
Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is specialized around you, and
Oh,
it's
that's
a
terrible,
very beautiful
K-Nubs.
experience.
He says they want to put focus on the people who worked in the game before they're all laid off. Daddy, you're going to hell, sir.
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions.
I don't care. Shut up.
It's not only
God,
about quality,
shut
it's
up.
about
These
personality. So when
developers.
you listen to Hellblade,
Oh.
you know it's Hellblade.
Maybe the reason everybody's getting laid off in the industry is because there's not enough room in the buildings for the egos. Shut the. I don't
Have they
care about
shown
your
Indeed
inspiration.
yet?
No, they have not. Cathal, thank you for being a member for 4 months, buddy. Oh my God.
Music, it really connects with our game and elevates it to something
Shut
really
the
special.
fuck
We're
up,
also working
man.
with heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own purists. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural
What
touch
am I
of music.
watching?
So this
What are
all
you-
creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing.
Oh, shut up, fucker. Then do it. Stop talking about it.
Hellblade 2
Stop
is to
telling me
not
about your
only
inspiration.
see
Show
where
me something
Senua
that
goes
moves my
next,
soul.
to
Then
deliver
I'll
something
applaud
really
you
meaningful
and
for our
shout from
players.
the rooftops. I can say all the same shit you're saying with the camera filming me in semi-slow motion with dramatic music in the background, and guess what? It don't mean it's true. You either walk the fucking walk or you
Well,
fucking
I
hit
don't
the
wanna
bricks,
sound
pal.
cheesy,
Set of steak
but
knives.
In a way, I'm Senua.
But
right?
Cathal, thank you,
She
buddy.
exists
Appreciate
and
it.
doesn't.
They have not
exists
shown
through
Indy
all
yet.
of
I'm
our
looking forward
work,
to
through
it.
every ninja.
Oh, fuck you, Benji
So,
Martinez.
we
It
are
doesn't matter if I played the
and
first one.
We are creating this character
If
that grows and grows
if
and
this
grows and
if
grows
if
and
you're
keep
telling
growing
me
and
the
keep
first
changing.
game played
So
like this,
that
okay, then
makes
I'm
it
interested.
real.
What the fuck is the 1st
I'm
game?
so proud of the love,
Um,
care, and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft
Oh,
an
I'm excited
experience
for the
that leaves you
game.
thinking
Totally
and
excited for the
feeling.
game.
From our combat
Because
gameplay
why
through to
not?
our
People said the
action
first
set
one was
pieces,
excellent.
From our cinematic
But-
scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey.
Oh,
a journey
shut
that
the
you can
fuck
embark
up.
on on May
Somebody!
21st.
Oh, God. Pull the stick out of your buttholes. God, that's terrible. Just terrible. No gameplay, Cody. Good. Who's it? Who is it? Is it somebody with an idea how to sell a game? The fuck is these people? Is this Legend of Mana? Ooh. Legend of Mana. I will put my pee-pee in the Legend of Mana. Do 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 do. Oh, fuck you, Alex. Why am I upset? Alex writes this, fellas.
Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer
He
for
says-
the Mana series here at
He says,
Square
Jaffe,
Enix.
why do you think the show's called Developer Direct? Why are you upset? Do you think because they promise games and gameplay? I'm not looking for their fucking personal video vlogs and about what I woke up today and I had a sandwich, and the sandwich made me think of the Holocaust, and the Holocaust made me think of my grandfather, who was not near the Holocaust, but he watched the movies about it and showed me one day, and that reminded me of a song I heard on the radio when I was driving to his funeral, and that is fuck you! I don't care about the artist, I care about the art. I'll care about the artist later, if I fall in love with their art. Fuck you, Johnny, you fuck.
これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり
It could be Cathal, maybe so. Cathal says maybe the generation grew up watching DVD extras is obsessed with behind the scenes shit. Maybe they are. They can go fuck themselves. I don't have a problem with behind the scenes shit, but guess when, you know, here's the difference. This looks cool. Here's the difference. The behind the scenes shit matters after you've watched the movie and you love the movie and you're curious about it. And you watch the movie after you watch the trailer and go, I want to see that. We haven't seen the trailer to make us go, I want to play that yet. So they're kind of doing it backwards.
Hello, I am Koichi Shi from Grabs.
Hello!
I'm so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは 私が考案したものですが、
Oh, I'm looking forward to this game, yeah.
すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスター
I'm
トした
looking at his jacket, I'm looking at his hair, and I'm debating whether this is a man in the middle of a raging midlife crisis, or he's just fucking cool. He's just fundamentally cool. Both, one of those is real. That looks like a penis.
聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から
Oh, I would love this to be an exclusive just for the fun of it, just to hear the PlayStation people who don't have an Xbox or Game Pass. Itagaki is cool. Yeah, well, assuming he didn't do some of the things he allegedly did. You know, he looks like a Japanese version of Paulie from Sopranos. It's true. I want to play this. Look, they just show gameplay. That's all I need. That's because that's what this is, their games. That's why they ship a goddamn controller. A controller comes with it. A controller does not come with the DVD player. Not that you have those anymore. So, you know, don't act like I'm some kind of, you know, out of left field asshole yelling at clouds because I want to see gameplay, you know, when they're advertising, I don't know, games. But yeah, it probably will be Game Pass Day 1. That's good. I think Inagaki was
Jaffe, we love you. 8
sexual
months has
harassment.
passed so fast and I still don't have a baby. Crying cat face.
Well, listen. Oh, shut up, Ravnos. Listen to me, Alex. Thank you, buddy, for all the membership months that people have paid for you. I appreciate it. But listen, seriously. Again, man, penis goes in the vagina. I know you are opposed to that, but that's where it goes to make the baby. Look at the game. That looks fun. I mean, it doesn't look fun. It looks playable. Comparatively speaking, it looks fun. I don't need any of this. I don't need any of this. Let me ask you guys a question. If you go to the movies and you watch a trailer for a new horror movie, is there one part of your brain that says, you know what I'd like? Yeah, I could kind of get a hint of who the killer is and what the story is and what the twist on the formula and the genre is, but I'd like to hear the inspiration behind the music. Fuck you. Fuck you.
探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
Not as bad as Hellblade or Hellblade 2. No, you're right. The guy in the Brett says the dude in the polar opposite, the guy in the leather jacket. The guy in the leather jacket beats this guy up every day after work.
武器での攻撃だけでなく、魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。
I remember Illusion of Gaia,
そ
but I
して
didn't play it.
本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。
I mean, I'll go back and watch them from a stand. Hey, there's old Ricardo. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Does it suck? I mean, I don't think the games, any of the games they've shown, I don't think they suck. I think all of them have a very good potential to be really cool. But I think the presentation, absolutely, I'm with you, Ricardo, sucks. Hey, everybody, Ricardo got a dog. What's your dog's name? It's his first dog he's ever owned. Dogs are the best creatures on the planet. I adore them. Of course, they're saving indie for last. Okay, Game Pass. Yeah, great. Nobody cares. Go fucking try to pick up a college kid because that's what you're doing. No, you're getting 10 minutes of indie, they said. Over 10 minutes. Me too, Wayne B. I'll play all of these games so far. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, this summer. Okay. Say Game Pass or say exclusive. Oh, no Game Pass? Why is this even here? Fuck you, Vision.
Hi, fellas. Miss ya all. Also, this sucks.
Yeah, fuck that. I want Game Pass. I don't want to watch this shit without Game Pass, and I gotta buy it. If I want to buy it, I'm gonna buy it on PlayStation. Fuck you, Xbox. Hey, there's Bukaki. Where you been, buddy? He should have his head stuffed down a toilet. You're such an asshole. You are the asshole. Here we go. Oh, Aura looks cool. Cool. I don't know much about it except it's a strategy game. Hello!
Welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V.
Music?
We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love.
Cool. Great. That's all I need to know. Show
Our
me the
History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Show me the blueprints.
Aura is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international
What's
stage.
different about
but
it,
it isn't just more of
Looks
the same.
nice, though.
With Aura, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly
Be specific.
compelling
I don't need to know that.
way.
Just show me. Do it.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Aura, the historical grand strategy
I thought
game
you were
that
going to
presents
tell
a
us how
living
it's
world
more than
where
just
you
the
can
same.
Rule how you want to rule and chart
You
your own
haven't said
path to
shit.
becoming
You
the most
started to talk
prestigious
about
nation on
instruments,
the
which was
planet.
stupid, and then
For
Dan
Aura,
came
we
in
really
like he
needed
always
deep
does.
systems with outcomes that encourage
Fucking asshole.
exploration and give players
Dan
the
fucks
power
up
to
everything.
experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in
What, did she go in
different
the
parts
bathroom?
of
Look at her.
history
She looks like she's
and
got
give
a
players
shit.
from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the
Jesus.
impact of their decisions,
Look how
they
tall
needed
his
to see
hair
their
is.
choices
That must
reflected
add
in the
3
game
inches
world
to that
itself,
guy.
not just through numbers on a menu.
God, I can't
One
stop
of the
looking
first
at it.
differences you'll see when you dive into Aura is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life. An intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Why don't
We
you
want
show us an
players to feel
example?
like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Aura is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Aura, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might. Scientific advancement. The choice is theirs.
Ooh, look at the robots.
In Ara, there are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history, like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard
Yeah,
to
Brett
build,
Moore, I
but
think it
worth
looks good. It looks
giving
like the
huge
next
prestige
generation of
bonuses and
Civ,
game-changing
assuming
abilities to the
that
nation
it's
that
as good as
constructs
that.
Another aspect
and
of Ara
it's
that
on
I'm
Game Pass,
personally
so I'll
excited
play it,
about
you
is our
know,
crafting
for
system.
free.
The crafting system offers a
And
unique
try
challenge
it.
to the player that
I
they
hope it's not
generally
too
won't see
complicated
often
for
in
my
the 4X
brain.
genre. Succeeding
But yeah, I
at
haven't seen much
balancing,
they've
gathering the
suggested
right
about
things,
it that
turning
makes
them
me
into the
go,
tools that you need, and
oh,
then
this is
finally
super unique.
getting
but-
to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement.
I mean, it doesn't have
or
to be
triumph.
that, but they're
Just
claiming it
changes
is.
the
I'm waiting for
challenge
them
that
to see
exists
that.
in Ara
Show that.
compared to other 4X games.
The crafting system, Cody?
Crafting plays out in Ara at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives,
They're not the first
and even
strategy game to
manufacturing
use
the weapons
crafting. I was
necessary
playing
to
that
draft military units.
Among the
crafting system in
Storm or
Ara
something the other night. That
encourages
has
thoughtful,
crafting.
advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Ara, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards
it's,
players' ability to
Marvel
navigate
Snap.
uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Ara has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Oh, it's a
For
board
us
game?
at
Fuck
Oxide,
you.
player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Ara for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
"Someone get these feline demons away from me."
The
I'm
PR
happy to
marketing
report,
guys are like,
based
that's
on more
great, tell
recent
that story,
feedback,
tell
I
that
think
story.
we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line.
Can I finally
can't
see
wait
a
for
black
players to get their
person?
hands
There's
on
not
the
a
game
goddamn
later this
black
year.
person on
But
their
the launch
staff.
of Ara is
There's
only
not
the
one
beginning.
person
We're
there.
going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us
Except
today.
the black
We can't
people
wait for
and the
you to play
Mexican
Ara
people.
and to create your own history.
I don't see any of them, except in your game. I mean, I'll play it. Because it, you know. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, come on, Indy, don't let me down. I don't give a fuck about your inspiration. Show me the blueprints. Oh, there goes my
Hej
licensing.
och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine
The
Games.
fuck are you saying?
We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
Since the first
don't
film
call it
came
that.
out,
Don't call it
Indiana
that.
Jones
Don't say
has
it.
always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture.
Don't put the
In
next
this
one.
game,
Oh, thank God they
you aren't
stopped.
just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his
No,
eyes
but I want
and
to be
experience
Indiana
a journey
Jones,
that
not
we
Indiana
hope lives up
Jones.
to the proud
He's-
legacy.
that's his
of
brother.
Indiana
He's
Jones.
terrible.
When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after.
Okay,
what
he's got
period
those
of his
blue
life
eyes
it
too
was
that
in,
those other guys.
what
This
kind
something's
of
going
arc
on
he
with
was
these
gonna
guys.
have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best
Is that
studio
Penn from
in the
Penn and
world
Teller?
to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my
It's
whole
so
life,
funny if you
and I
know
couldn't
the
be more
Indiana Jones
excited to show
soundtrack.
you what
This
the
is
team
just
here's been up
enough
to.
off
Let's take our
notes to
first
not
look
be
at the new Indiana
John
Jones
Williams. Okay, good. Here we go.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Oh, it looks like Harrison. Cool. That's the same font from
Myths.
Raiders.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run
Hey,
away
Marcus.
from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me. Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I can keep up?
Oh, cool. Oh, I'm such a fan of Indiana Jones. This looks better than Dial of Destiny because it's classic indie. Oh, come on now. That was better than anything in that's great. I'm in.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
Yeah, Jaffe does like it. Dumb name, agree.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character,
girl from,
and he means so
Ted
much to
Lasso?
so many people.
Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and
Johnny,
memories.
yeah, man, it looks
Most
good.
of us
It
grew
does
up
look
with his
good.
adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years.
I mean, it looks
He's a
like a
brilliant
standard
archaeologist.
game.
He's a
I mean, I'm not the guy to
charismatic
judge it.
everyman.
I'm
He's
so
passionate and
biased
And for
because
us, he's
it's
synonymous
indie
with adventure.
that if it wasn't
Now
Indiana
we have the
Jones, I'd say,
opportunity
oh, it
to
looks
tell
pretty
a
good.
new Indiana Jones story for a
But
modern
because it's
gaming
indie,
audience.
Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees.
I'm the wrong
and
guy to
feels.
ask.
For
But
us at Machine
I'm
Games,
super
we
excited.
do that best through first person.
Yeah,
It's the
first
ideal
person, that's
perspective to bring
awesome.
you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight, all of these moments are much more intense in first person.
But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette
Goddamn right,
with the
K-Nubs.
hat, the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
Cool. Cool.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle
thank
is
God.
set between Raiders of the Lost Ark
Thank
and
God.
The Last Crusade.
Oh my God, it's perfect. This is what the
When
movie
our game
should have been.
begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant
may be
man
on
makes off with
PlayStation,
what
who knows,
seems to
Johnny?
be a historically insignificant artifact.
How come Obama's
sparking
voice didn't
Indiana's
read?
curiosity.
There we go.
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican.
Oh
hoping
boy,
to learn why
it looks
this
good.
particular
Thank you,
relic was
Obama. I
stolen,
appreciate it, buddy.
and discovers that
Thank you,
things
Johnny.
aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at
Ooh,
the
short
strings of a
round.
mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome.
Yeah, thanks,
Stop.
Obama.
Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation.
Oh, please tell me they're real puzzles.
The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more
Sings
clever
Susudio.
ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the
you,
forgotten
Mo.
temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look
Yeah.
carefully at each
Brett Moore,
location
right?
and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
You're obsessed with the music
John Williams
stories.
is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able
Oh,
to
Logan,
capture
I
Williams'
agree.
essence
I
with this
don't.
score for
The
Great
game's going to
Circle.
have to stand on its own outside of Indiana Jones to get most people engaged in
We
this,
also
because
take a
younger
very
people don't give a
movie-like
shit.
approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our
But
production
for
style.
me,
we use a lot of stunt actors.
you know, come on.
Things like this help us
Indie's
bridge
the
the
shit,
gap
you
between
know.
making a game and
So-
making a movie.
I mean, my take on
Of
this
course,
is it
our
looks like a
characters do
fun,
lot to
solid
help
game
bring
from
the
a
world
great
to life as
developer.
well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is
But the
pursuing
fact that
answers
it's
just
indie
for the
makes
sake of
me love it
curiosity,
and be
Gina
super
has a personal
excited for it.
stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
I wish
Gina
she was,
is an investigative
for me
reporter who has a lot
personally,
riding on
hotter.
this
I think
adventure.
at this point, games
She's
should
been
let you
tracking a
make
lead for some
the romantic
time, and now
interest. You
she's
should have a
found an ally
customized,
in
not
this
for the main
determined
character,
American
but
professor.
let me, you
Their
know,
paths are intertwined,
let me design
and
the-
they'll
the-
need
the-
each
the
other
lady
in
friend.
order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect
I agree,
foil for
PG.
Indy. They're both
Ooh,
brilliant people.
PK says
compelled
is there
by
a
the
collector's
passions
edition with a whip and a
obsessions,
hat? That'd
but
be cool.
driven down wildly different roads.
Wiley.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under in the skin.
When is this
It's
coming
captivating.
out? It better be today. What if it comes out today? I don't know if I agree with you, Kevin. He says if this goes multi-platform, then Xbox failed. Honestly, if this goes multi-platform and you got to pay $70 on PlayStation, you get it for free on Game Pass, I think that's not too bad.
And we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head.
That was not the back of the head.
And when you can't use your wits, you got Indie's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated.
Yeah, but their
into every
killer app
aspect of
is
the
Game
game.
Pass, nothing
You can
else.
use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment.
Frankly, that's what I
You
think.
can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indie's whip.
Exclusives
And
are
hopefully a
actually a
little bit
win
more.
for gamers because that's what motivates people who
Puzzles are
spend the
a
money
key
to make the
feature in our
games
game. The
to
spirit of
fund
discovery
certain
is
games.
so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
I love that it looks like Harrison Ford. They got the image rights. That's awesome.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana
That's
Jones
right, Coach
franchise and create
Thank
such
you
an
for joining
authentic
us.
experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are
12
making
hours,
a
Meatloaf?
game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Later this year, give me something now. Give me a demo. Give me something. Yeah, I mean, Xmas makes sense, but still. Game Pass, Day 1, Xbox, no PS. Fuck you, Bukaki Drive By. Well, fellas, well, pretty good. It's not too shabby. Let's see what we got. Hang on. I will say though, for whatever you think, let me wait for the show. Hang on. Oh god, yeah, we really want to see behind the scenes of how you filmed all
Is
this.
it animals, children, and game developers?
Nobody cares.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule.
Yeah, behind the scenes. That's right.
Creating an immersive experience
5
like
games,
Avowed
Rebels.
is anchored in the world we build.
Yeah, Alex, no.
You aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones.
Again, the only reason they can afford to make that game is they got the bootleg license for Indiana Jones. Somebody needs to make a poster. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's right, Zero Signal. Now back to the ISS trailer for Alex. There you go. All right, I got to make a copy of this real quick so we can discuss, my friends. I don't care about this. Whatever, go fuck yourself. Okay, well, okay. Let me, all right, well, oops, I didn't mean to kill the chat. I'll bring it right back. 1 second, fellas. Listen, man, I'm a fan. Okay, I'm going to say this, do with it what you will. And I'm not one of these guys that does not want, like I said, I think the best thing Xbox could do is put a lot of these games on PlayStation. And then be like, they're free here, they cost money there, but everybody gets to play them. But whatever, fuck it, who gives a shit? Now, I thought that was great, and I'll tell you why. I may, if for no other reason, it's great by comparison. And if you're Sony, I got to be honest with you, you're probably shitting the bed a little bit. Not because any one of these games looks better, right? I want you to hear me on this. Not because any one of these games looks better than anything Sony has in terms of production value and things like that. I'm not saying that. But it clearly is indicative of a publisher or a first party that is putting shit out and is putting out variety of stuff. You've got a first-person RPG. You've got, yes, it's first-person, but you've got a first-person cinematic action game. You've got a fucking strategy game, which, again, I may play for 5 minutes and never play it again. But, you know, there are people who love that shit. And then the Ninja Theory thing, I thought the presentation was so poor that it's a turnoff. But I know people love the first one, so, you know, whatever. And then obviously Mana, but Mana's third party. I'm not entirely sure why they showed that here. It's not like we didn't know it was coming, but okay, cool. And I just think with Sony, because everything they seem to make, again, I mean, this is the advantage of having a lot of money, maybe. I don't think that these teams are better managed. Are you kidding? Than Sony's teams. I just think they've spent a lot of money. They have so many that someone's bound to ship something every couple of months. So I don't know. It makes you look at it and go, fuck, well, you know, I mean, 2024 is this, not to mention Call of Duty, which is free. And there's probably a bunch of other stuff we don't know about. And then what do we got if we're Sony? What is Sony coming out in 2024? They've announced something. We have Helldivers coming out, which, you know, whatever. What's the other big Sony stuff? Cathal says Sony will need to announce shit soon, even if it's not coming out this year. Yeah, they've had very few announcements. They had Mana because it's Phil Spencer showing Weeb's Xbox Cares. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Okay, they have, Maskis says they have Final Fantasy, the second remake or whatever the sequel's called, Rebirth, or that was the first one. And then Last of Us Remastered is this Friday. And then Rise of the Ronin. Okay, I mean, okay. Okay, so, yeah, I'll open up the red phone. Why not? You know, it's interesting. I hear you, and it's a good point. It's not like they have nothing, but why... And again, I don't think I'm biased. I know a lot of you guys seem to think I am, but I have all the systems. I don't care who wins. I don't believe in console wars. It's stupid. Oh, well, that's different. Eric says Ghost of Tsushima 2 is coming. Okay, well, they haven't announced that, but then I'm excited. But there's something about these games that I don't know what it is. They seem like they're more gamer centric, is what I would say. Like, it feels to me like it's more focused on what gamers, like core gamers, want, but maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just reading into it. I don't know. But that would be true. For Shizzle, these games speak to you more than the Sony games. That's a good point. It may just be 100% subjective. There may not be a right, there's probably not a correct answer. It's just like, for me, you're right, though. These games kind of look like more my cup of tea. They seem more interesting. They focus more on the systems. And that's something I very much appreciate. But that could be all it is. Okay, the red phone's open if you want to call in and have your say. 619-786-3431. Give me a shout and we can get your feedback. But my take would be on a scale of 1 to 10. In terms of excited about these games, I'd give it an 8. My excitement for Indiana Jones knows no bounds, but that's not because of what they showed. What they showed was great, but if you don't love Indy, it looks like a solid, fun, cool first-person Tomb Raider, which I know is based on Indy, which, I get it. Yeah, that's true. Bukaki says you got to put something out to speak to you. I mean, that there's some truth to that. The Ninja Theory thing, like I said, I'm turned off by it because the presentation was disgusting. Obsidian's thing, I don't think looks like, oh my fucking God, but I also know that it's hard to sell a branching RPG, and you have to kind of play those things. And what they showed was fine. But if it's going to be great, it's going to be about how the choices actually play out and affect the gameplay. And they didn't show much of that. Mana looks like Mana. I'm excited. But it's whatever. And then the Oxide game, the Civ game looks like a good Civ game. We'll see what happens with it. Final Fantasy VII is currently the biggest game of the year so far, says PK99. What stats are you using to make that claim? Based on what? I'm not saying you're wrong, but I mean, it's not out yet, so it hasn't sold yet. So where are you getting that data from that Final Fantasy VII is the biggest game of the year so far? Oxide Zero Signal comes from a bunch of the Civ guys. So they've done a bunch of... Okay, well then you're just saying that that's your personal biggest game of the year. That's fair. I mean, I'm not that excited for it, but I know there are people who are. All right, I had the Do Not Disturb on. It's off now. 619-786-3431 if you want to call and have your say. Tell me what you thought about the showcase, which game you were excited most about. Did any of the games disappoint you? Do you think, like I do, that if you are Xbox or if you are Sony, you might need to be a little bit worried? Eric says, Jaffe, are you upset Indy is not some Starfield-like game? No, I mean, I would prefer Indy be open world because I've never seen a game like that do that. But the fact that they made it first person, the fact that it's got puzzles and it seems like they're actual puzzles. I don't mean they're like LucasArts back in the day, like, you get stuck for a day on it, but it looks like it's not going to be like a game that just solves itself. I'm absolutely interested. I'm absolutely interested in that game. Yes. Starfield, though, again, I liked Starfield, but it's a very different game clearly than Indy. And no, I think Indy looks great. The biggest issue with Indy is the title's terrible, but people overcome titles all the time. I mean, the example I always use is Jetmoto. Jetmoto is a stupid fucking title, but it works because the game, when it came out, was great, and people just adopted it as being what it is. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, PG. I mean, I get it. You spend all this money on, he says, having some dumb kid, meaning Atreus, tell you what to look at every damn second. You spend all this money on these games to make, and most people don't want to solve puzzles. And so maybe that's another thing. I mean, I haven't played Indy yet, but based on what they're saying, that seems like it's more gamer centric, right? That seems like it's more like, hey, we're making a game and it's an indie game, and indie gets stuck sometimes trying to figure out, where to dig for the arc or, what to do with the Archimedes dial to go back, whatever it is, and that I respect that. I like that they're respecting, I think, the gamers in that sense. But anyway, there you go. All right. Well, listen, the phone is on, but if you guys don't want to call, not a problem. We will be back later. Don't count on that. They're making this accessible. Eric, I'm just telling you, You know what? I'm going to just have to stop complaining about it. Because, Eric, the way you type that is one of the most frustrating things ever. Because you type it like you've got some knowledge about it, and you don't. Neither do I. He says, don't count on the puzzles, Jaffe. They're making this as accessible as they can. This is just for the show. You don't know that. You may be right, but craft your sentence in a way that doesn't make you sound like an arrogant, know-it-all asshole. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's up? What'd you think of the show?
Hey, Jaffe. My name's Cam. I just wanted to call in real quick
Hey, Cam.
and tell you.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, based on what you want out of indie,
yes,
that you should definitely play Outer Worlds.
I did play Outer Worlds.
Like,
the Obsidian game? Or
not Outer Worlds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds.
Really? That's an indie-based thing? I mean, it's an adventure.
It's like you're like a astroarchaeologist. So if you're like into like interdimensional beings and like intergalactic travelers, and like you're exploring like this ancient civilization that was built in your solar system before your species was.
I have never played it. Everybody tells me I should. You're the one that's. I will play it now because I can't hear about it enough, and I do need to play it. I hear it's wonderful.
Yeah, based on what you want out of indie, I think you'll really love it. And it's like it's funny because I really like Horizon Zero Dawn, but I know you don't, and I wouldn't really recommend it for you because I don't think you'll like change your mind on it necessarily. But Outer Wilds, I'm very confident that I can recommend to you, and you'll be like,
I appreciate
damn, this
the
game.
recommendation. I will give it a play. What did you think of Indiana Jones?
I'm interested. I think like what you would want, where like you have to put the clues together and decide, I have to go to this place now and figure out, what I'm looking for, rather than just, here's a puzzle. Find the piece, the gear to turn around. The shaft of light comes in through this way.
Right. Okay, yeah. What was the best game you saw that you're most excited by that they showed?
I'd say indie or maybe Avowed.
Cool. Yeah. No, I'm in, man. I'm in. I'm excited. We got 5 games. Pretty good. If you're Sony, what are you thinking right now? Are you like, fuck them, who gives a shit? Let's keep rolling, boys.
No, I think you're right. I think Sony, Call of Duty is bad enough. Yeah. Like, they bought Activision. They own Bethesda, who's pumping out games. Yeah. So they're up against $1 trillion company. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't either.
But hopefully something cool,
Yeah, you can't really have the discussion with a lot of people because they're just so protective of a brand. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to talk business. I don't care who wins, but, I'm excited. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say thank you for the call. I appreciate you calling, and I appreciate the recommendation. I'll give it a play soon when I finish up some other stuff.
I appreciate the show. I enjoy watching it, man.
Thank you, sir. I'll
Keep
see
it
you
up.
soon. Bye, bud.
Have a good one.
You too. There he goes, off into the night. Xbox needs variety, though. They have too many first-person games, says Kevin. Where do you think the variety needs to come from? You mean just in terms of camera perspective? I think it is pretty, again, and here's something else, by the way. I'm gonna speak to this. I think I understand this a little bit better now. Why these games connected with me more, okay? And why the Ninja Theory game did not connect with me, at least in terms of what they showed today, because every game they showed was about. Yeah, there may have been some pathos in Indiana Jones, but it was fun. Like if Sony were to have made Indiana Jones the game, current Sony, it seems like it would have been like Dial of Destiny. It's like, yes, it's indie, but we want to explore the what does it mean to get older, and what does it mean when life is passing you by? Do you become the relic that you've been hunting your whole career? Fuck off. Can we just fucking have some fucking fun? And I don't mean that means everything needs to be, just nothing matters. You gotta have some fucking, drama and pathos. I'm not pushing away of that. But the balance, Sony's been on this tear lately where their balance is just terrible, where everything is so somber and heavy and serious. And it's nice to see Avowed, an indie, and to an extent, Oxide's game, whatever it's called. Ninja Theory doesn't get it. And then obviously the Mana game. It's nice to see some fucking games that are just like, we're adult games. We're not for little kids, but we're not going to fucking sniff our own fucking farts and talk about how serious we are. I love that. I think that's what resonates with me. What's up, man? It's Jaffe. Hello? You got to speak into the phone, sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you great. What's going on?
Not much, man. Showcase was cool, man. You know, I like the old indie movies. Glad they went with young indie.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely want to see him kick some ass.
Me too.
Excited they went the route of, you know, the kind of first-person Wolfenstein, you know, fucking some Nazis up.
They didn't act, you know what I noticed? Did you actually notice they weren't Nazis? I didn't see any Nazi insignia on them. The Nazis are clearly still raging because it's in between Raiders and Last Crusade, but I don't think there was any Nazi symbols at all, were there?
Fair point. I kind of just assumed indie it was all Nazis, but maybe they're playing nice, you know, with it being a publicly viewed thing. You know, maybe we'll get into that drama later on.
The Nazis, we have to respect the goddamn Nazis.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't think we should. Fucking Nazi. Punch a Nazi in the face if
I
you get
want
the
a
chance.
mechanic where I can fucking piss on the Nazi flag. What the fuck? But anyway, though, yeah, I'm excited. I thought it looked great. What did you think about Avowed?
Yeah. I'm a big, Elder Scrolls fan. I really like what Obsidian has done in the past. All of their games, I mean, they basically, you know, they're an homage to Bethesda. You know, I loved Skyrim. I loved Fallout. Outer Worlds was great. Just finished Starfield. Avowed looks cool. I'm excited to play it. Obviously, you know, I won't know how. I think it looks cool. I won't know how I feel about it until I play it.
Yeah, I wonder if you. I mean, I know when Skyrim launched, everybody was hyped because it was built on like the bones and the pedigree of the other Elder Scrolls. But I wonder if you just looked at the trailer outside of that, would you have been able to communicate in a video game trailer all of the richness and non-linearity and freedom that game had in store? And can you look at the Avowed trailer and kind of go, it could be just as rich and deep as Skyrim. It's just really hard to get that across in a trailer.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, since Obsidian basically, again, homage to all of what Bethesda was, their history of Outer Worlds and, I mean, even, you know, New Vegas, what was the other one that they fucking did? But they, seeing like how the characters were talking in the trailer was unique. I feel like, you know, we don't see the in-depth from, you know, current Bethesda games. I feel like the interactions were a little better.
Like the way they looked and they were all voiced and they had a lot of options. I mean, what do you mean? How
it seemed like there was more of a living element in the characters.
Right, like their stories, like what they're actually doing out in the world and how you can affect them.
Yeah, like the tones of like how they were saying things. I felt off. Like, yeah, you play Starfield, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but you talk to characters in Starfield and it's pretty bland overall. There's not too much what I feel like emotion.
I would agree with that. I think the NPCs, not just the way they looked, but in Starfield they were relatively janky, generic characters, but these did feel more alive. So do you have a PlayStation 3 or are you just inclined to like Xbox because that's what you own, or do you like everything?
Oh, man, I started off on PlayStation. I achievement hunt on Xbox these days. You know, Halo kind of got me back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still really looking for a crazy good reason to. I'm broke as shit these days. I got a kid, can't afford, you know, both consoles. So I got Xbox. Game Pass is cheap.
Oh, my God.
I want to buy the
Xbox.
Awesome, yeah. But now that I've heard that, you know, my next Ratchet and Clank isn't coming for several years, and unfortunately, I'm just not really like the superhero hype kind of guy.
Right.
You know, those games kind of just fell flat on me.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood. Well, I think either box is great to have. For me personally, Xbox has been the one I've loved most this generation, but I think they're both fucking awesome. So, all right, buddy. Thank you for the call. I appreciate your input.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Kick ass.
See ya. There he goes, fellas. It's a good point though. Somebody was talking about Sony having Spider-Man, and that's not somber. Yeah, I got you. You're right on that. It's not like that's all they have, but that's a lot of what they have. That's most of what they have. Sure, MLB The Show is not somber, and Spider-Man's not, and Ratchet's not. But, Returnal is, Tsushima is not as bad. But I'm not, and again, people like that. I just think it's too much. It's like everybody, I like fettuccine Alfredo, but too much sauce is too much sauce. It's Jaffe. What's up, man?
Hey, Jaffe. It's
Hey.
Michael.
Hey.
Yeah, Indiana Jones looks good.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
That's it? That's all you got for me? Why does it look good?
It's just like...
Well, come on now. You didn't have to hang up. Come on, call back, baby. I'm not scary. I just want to, if you're going to call, though, have something to say. But I agree with you, caller. It does look good. It looks like a bunch of people made it who love it, love the franchise. I love that they stuck to first person in this game. I really, really, really do. Because, and that's another thing maybe that I like about Xbox at the moment. And again, I don't know where this comes from. Maybe Todd's like, fuck you, you're not going to buy us if you don't let us make it first person. I don't know where that decision came from. But I would say there are a lot of companies, a lot of publishers that would have demanded it be made in third person. And I think that's fucking cool that they're taking indie first person. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's up?
Hey, I'm Mitchell. How are you doing, Jaffe?
Hello, Mitchell. I love you. Let's make a baby. What's going on?
Oh, wow. This is all very sudden.
I just changed my mind. I don't love you anymore, but what's going on?
The Indiana Jones game, I really like the gameplay. I really like what I saw. The puzzles look kind of unique, and I really like the first person kind of perspective to that. But I guess I looked it up, and it looks like Troy Baker's voicing Indy for that game. Did that seem like a little bit yeah. I felt like something was a little bit off, but I'm kind of conflicted by it because that was the one thing that held me back from being over the moon with it. I'm gonna love playing it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I like Troy Baker as a human. I like him as a performer. I think he's insanely talented. It doesn't sound like Troy Baker, and the only reason that would be a bad thing is he's so ubiquitous that it would be nice to not play a character where, I get pulled out of it because I know it's Troy. But I did think the voice didn't sound indie enough for me. And if you are going to have the visual rights to Harrison Ford, they may not have gotten the ability, whether it was financial or Harrison Ford didn't want to do it, to get Harrison Ford. But, come on, use some fucking AI. That's what I'm saying. Fuck all these people. Fuck all these people.
That's legitimately what I thought initially, when I heard it, because it sounded a little bit flat, like they needed to go over it with AI with a voice actor or something.
If you can get Troy Baker, who's a great actor, and then process his voice to kind of Harrison Ford it up, I'm all in. But I want it to fucking sound like indie. It doesn't have to, though. I mean, it's But I didn't think it was bad. I just think it, because I know Harrison Ford so much as indie, that it's a little disconnect. I'm sure I'll get used to it. But
yeah, definitely the disconnect bit. But like you said, get used to it, and it's going to be fun as hell anyway. I have no concern.
I can't think of a game that team has made, Indiana Jones aside. Their two main games are over 80 on Metacritic. Only, the one they put out, which was like Youngblood for Wolfenstein, was Shat the Bed, which was kind of like a co-op thing. And then they also put out a DLC for the second Wolfenstein that's at a 76. But,
right, yeah,
they've never made, other than that one game, the Youngblood game, they've never put something out that's bad. I think worst case, we're going to get a really solid, fun indie game, and we're probably going to get better than that. So I'm high. I'm excited. I hate that we're going to have to wait till Christmas, but again, Christmas comes with this and Call of Duty, and You got Fall with
How
Obsidian.
late do you think they're going to wait to release it?
I don't know
Call
why
of
you
Duty
would
to
not
release too.
I
And
think this is a Christmas game. Why would it not be? I mean, Indy's not Spider-Man for sure, especially where the last movie, shat the bed a little bit. But I think if the game is really good, I think this could be a really big sort of second game you play if you get Game Pass and you're playing like Call of Duty and that's why you got it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love it to be a summer game, but it's clearly not. So I think
it definitely seems mid-November, like what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
that's cool. It's
maybe
Thanksgiving game.
maybe 1-2 punch it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Jaffe.
Yep. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's going on?
Oh, hey, Jaffe.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm just watching the stream,
Yes.
and I was reading online about Hellblade 2. Apparently, it's going to be digital only, similar in length to the first game, and $50 at retail. Some fans online, I think, feel a little...
Educate me for a moment. Hang on. So it's going to be a Game Pass game day one. There's not going to be a box copy, but if you want to buy it and own the digital license for whatever that's worth, you can, but it'll cost you $50.
Yeah, that's what I'm... Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so what are you saying fans are saying about that?
I think some fans online feel a little worried about that it doesn't feel like it'll be like a full... Even though it's on Game Pass, it's not going to be like a full, meaty $70 game experience after... years and years. Ninja Theory was purchased in 2018. The game is finally coming out 6 years later. And I guess after 6 years, even though, there was COVID and stuff, but the fact that the game is
how long was the first game? Because I haven't played any of their Hellblade or the first
one. I played the first one. I played it like over months though. I didn't beat it right away, but it wasn't, I think it was like to me, it felt like an 8 to 9 hour game. Yeah. I think it wasn't super long. It was very linear. I liked it though. I thought it had a really cool story. And just the character, I really liked Senna. I thought that was she was a cool character. So
cool.
I don't know.
No problem with it because I don't plan on buying it. And frankly, if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it because I love it and I'm going to play it first on Game Pass. And I'm like, oh shit, this was great. I think people, one of the great things about subscription services, whether it's PS Plus or not, or Game Pass or not, is that, games don't have to conform to that. And even that $50 price point for an 8-hour game, that's a debatable, interesting conversation to have. But, it's still not $70. Every game doesn't need to be that. And that's one of the reasons I think I did enjoy this Direct so much is that Xbox doesn't seem, clearly we've seen documents where they've said we want our version of Last of Us, and that's cool. They should have that. But if they can, I don't know if they can, but it's nice that they're not stuck in that gear and they're just like, no, that's what this game needs to be. I really do think, and maybe I'm wrong and I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. You can look on this channel and find tons of videos where I lay into Phil Spencer and his management abilities or lack thereof. But I really think him being a gamer is actually beginning to be reflected in some of the choices we're seeing. In that group being led by someone who is he's a core fucking gamer. And that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty fucking cool. So, all right, buddy, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. We'll find out together. And I'm going to play the first one because I hear enough people talking about it. It's on my list. All right, thanks, bud.
Yeah, love your show, Jaffe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There he goes, fellas. The only one I've played that actually goes that long, naturally, Persona 5 Royal. Morgan, you're saying, though, you did not like what you saw. Am I reading that right? That this game, that the show that we just watched was not a very good show, or you're not saying that? Maybe I, am taking you out of context. Lutron says that doesn't mean shit. Look at Alan Wake. It's not that long. Yeah, I agree. Ron, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Missed your input. Thoughts on Indy? I think it looks okay. My thoughts on Indy are very simple. If you rip away Indiana Jones, who is Alexa, stop. One of my favorite. I named my company Bartlett Jones, right? That should give you an idea. I love Indiana Jones. But if you strip away the license of what they showed, it looks like a solid, fun, cool, high adventure game. I liked where he was jumping from plane wing to plane wing. I thought that was neat. You know, there were actually a couple of moments, I'd have to go back, but there were actually some moments of stunts that one of the reasons I was so turned off by the last two Indiana Jones movies, and I know if you weren't around as a kid or whatever, you wouldn't know this, but they used to be the Fast and the Furious movies, like running from the boulder or the fight on the tank. I mean, there were, for their time, they were kind of the number one movie where you saw the coolest fucking stunts out there. And then, like, if you watch Dial of Destiny, it was fine to some extent, but it wasn't like there was never a moment where you were watching it and going, holy shit.
Missed your input, thoughts on indie, prod, level, etc.
Thank you, Man Cave. You know, that seemed to be more prevalent in the indie thing. So I would say if it wasn't for indie, though, I would say it looks like a really fun high adventure game from a developer that makes really good first-person games. So I'm super excited for it. But indie, I'm not going to lie. I mean, if it wasn't Indiana Jones, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember that game they showed at Developer Direct. I want to play that when it comes out. But the reason is indie that I'm super excited. Otherwise, I would say, like, without indie, it would be like a 7.5, but with indie, you know, it's off the charts. Not Dog says, first 30 minutes, Jaffe, or were you blind? I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. Oh, it did bring back Marcus. I was excited. What are you talking about? I literally said, oh, it's Marcus. Oh, I loved the first 30 minutes of Dial of Destiny, but there were no great stunts in it. In Dial of Destiny's first 30 minutes, it felt like a Raiders movie, but there was no big, oh no, they're fighting on a train. Well, A, they did that in Last Crusade, and B, I've seen that, you know, many, many times. So anyway. All right, fellas. Well, that's the show. We'll probably be back later today with something. And then, of course, we're back tomorrow with either Gabbin' Games or Good Morning Gamers, depending on kind of what news of the day breaks. But I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I sure did enjoy hanging out with you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, members. Thank you, phone calls. Thank you, lurkers. I appreciate you being here. Letting me do this. A lot of fun to talk games with you guys. I will see you soon, probably later today, or I'll make some videos. I'll be on the internet. But for now, I'm off. Thank you, fellas, and be well. Goodbye.